Trap, GuMiho, Creator, Solar. Most competitive 1 versus 1 game. Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live. GSL Season 1, Code S.
Welcome back. We have Creator winning the group here tonight. Absolute madness. He's playing fantastically. GuMiho awaits the winner of Trap vs. Solar. Unfortunately, one of these guys, who are two of the best players in Korea, are going to be booted out. And I'm honestly not sure who. I don't know. Like, Creator had great planning against Solar. Solar, you know, at least I guess in Katowice was looking very good. Trap, of course, like basically the best Protoss in the world, but not looking as much here today. I don't know. What do you think, Jason?
It's going to be crazy if Trap loses here. I mean, a group where Creator moves on and Trap does not. That is crazy town, Artosis.
Yeah.
That's opposite day. Let me put my shoes on my hands and my caster gloves on my feet.
April Fool's is tomorrow. What's going on?
Yeah. It's April Fool's somewhere, right? It's like, no, not really. Maybe only 2 days somehow.
Maybe on Venus? I don't know.
Yeah. We're going to go to Berlingrad for Game 1. Trap vs. Solar about to start. Weirdly enough, these two guys are fighting in the losers match of Group D here, which means one of them is about to be eliminated.
2022 GSL Season 1. Guangdong Freaks, Trap. Kaiji Gaming, Solar.
So we saw, a pretty cheesy opening here from Solar when it was against Creator. I don't think that anything that Solar did in those games against Creator are going to be representative of what we have in this match here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think both these players knew they'd be facing off. I think they're both pretty disappointed that they are in fact facing off and in the losers match, right?
Yeah, but I think you're right. They probably both prep for each other for the winner match here, so they know already like what maps you're going to veto and what strats they were going to use.
Yeah.
And now it's life or death. One of these guys absolutely not going to the round of 10.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, as much of a bummer as it'll be if Solar gets knocked out, if Trap gets knocked out, it's kind of insane, man.
Yeah.
Trap eliminated this early first.
I know, he was the most like consistent pro for the last few years. Like, he was basically top 4 like every season, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's been like the most celebrated Protoss in the modern era.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just kind of a shocker.
Now, that would be wild, but there's actually a storyline that I'm waiting for, I guess, the next group to talk about. I guess I'll bring it up here. And I've talked about this many times over the past few years, where in times where the metagame is really settled, we see stats do really well, right? Or Trap do very well, right? These macro Protosses. But when times are darkest for Protoss, there is one Protoss player that rises out of the ashes and starts dominating, and that's Hero.
True.
And he's playing in the next group.
That's true.
So,
we've got Hero with us again.
With how poorly Protoss is doing right now, I will bet you almost anything that Hero goes deep in this tournament, because that's actually when he stands up and he brings out the crazy stuff and people can't stop it. It's happened so many times. So I'm kind of excited about that either way.
Yeah, I mean, Trap had a rough run against GuMiho, but I think GuMiho is also kind of blowing everybody away here with just like how crazy good he is.
Yeah, he's playing very well. And very different. It's hard to prepare for GuMiho in any matchup.
Sure.
Because he just has his own way.
He's got his own way, and he's actually got a lot of his own ways.
Yeah.
In the game. I mean, he's got a lot of novel
strategically, build
yeah.
order-wise.
Expansion order.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Even expands in weird bases. You're right about that.
Expanding towards the top left of the map name, suddenly I forget. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all kind of different. I feel like it's hard to practice for him, and if you were to practice with him, I don't know how much it helps against the people you're going to fight.
No, certainly not. Like, couldn't get more different than like him and Maru, for instance.
He's based in Busan, is that right? Or did I make that up?
Yeah, GuMiho lives down south. It's actually, every time he has to play GSL, it's a big pain in the butt for him. He has to leave like early in the morning, take the train up and everything.
Yeah, probably get a hotel in the evening and, you know.
Yeah. So.
But you got to wonder, you got a player from a different pocket of Korea. And like Busan's huge, guys. Like if Seoul's New York, then Busan's Chicago. But
yeah, it's millions of people live there and everything.
Yeah,
beautiful city.
About 5 million, something like that. So it's a huge place, but like all the esports, basically, with a few exceptions, they happen in Seoul.
Yeah.
There are a handful of events in Busan, and they go all out when they do them, but it's not like necessarily.
It's not an important location.
It's not an esports location. That's right. All that's in the city capital. But I always wonder if, like, because he's down there, and I'm sure he has a clique of StarCraft 2 people he knows as well.
Yeah.
If like they're all thinking about the game a little bit differently because he does come from a different pocket of Korea.
It's possible.
That's about as far away from Seoul as you can get if you're not talking about Jeju.
Yeah, he actually, if I recall correctly, I think he used to stay at like TY's house or something every time he came up. If I'm remembering this right. But yeah.
But you know, a lot of
he's got friends in the city, so I think it's not. It's still annoying though, obviously.
Yeah. I'm just saying he's got such a different approach, and he is living in a different region. You know, that always makes me wonder.
Busan is where all the good beaches are, right? So he's like a beach bum, Terran.
That's right. Now, we have a Roach Warren coming up here. Blink is on the way for Protoss.
Yeah, kind of an interesting opener here for Trap.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing a PVT, but he's not.
Don't really see Blink that often, honestly. Circling is screwed, man. These sentries are...
He's thinking about his life. He's going to get killed.
On.
He's thinking about his mom and stuff. He's really sad. He's like, I wasn't used to scout.
What's his mom, the hatchery? How does that work?
All right. Oh.
Yeah, some decent Oracle usage still flying around. Bailey Nest coming up. Some good scouting. A lot of gates going to be finishing up here shortly. Prism as well. Trap definitely going to be putting some pressure on. Now, a lot of times when I see a Protoss player do a build like what we see from Trap here, I get a little bit nervous because it feels like they have to kill him.
Right.
But I think that Trap, unlike pretty much every other Protoss, when he does a build like this, very oftentimes he'll keep up with everything at home so well that he'll actually have a very smooth transition into things like Disruptors afterwards, or Colossi, whatever it is that he's planning on going into. But basically what I'm trying to say is, while a build like this is oftentimes kind of all in for Protoss, I don't feel like that's the case with Trap. Wow, I had a little prison for those lings.
Okay, the push is going to come up here.
Oh, I like that stasis ward. That's nice.
He's put it far back enough that, you know, if the Zerg thinks he can absolutely take it, or if he tries to counter from another side, it's going to work out very nicely.
Yeah, that's a really good point. He can maybe bait him in at some point. That's really good.
Yeah, when it looks like it's close, or he might be, you know, he might be getting even, he backs up, and the Zerg goes for it. That's when the stun comes in.
Yeah, and that can really shift things quickly.
Hold up. Here we go.
Ooh, this is such a good move from Solar.
Oh, Trap's so good at reacting.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Kills the cannon, but that's about it.
Yep, you can remake that. Go right back to what you were doing.
Oracle's harassing in the meantime. And look, he is getting the support bay. So he put the pressure on. He got a lot of Ravagers made. It looks like it's kind of like Lingbane Ravager right now. Let's see what he makes out of the Robo. Do you think it's going to be Colossus or Disruptor?
I think it needs to be Colossus now. With this many Lings coming, you need to have consistent damage, not a good, you know, pot shot.
There are a lot of Ravagers, but I agree. I think this is a Colossus game right now.
Yeah, maybe disruptors later on. Ouch, loses one.
Could be.
Right over there. Solar's trying to basically, you know, take a fight that could maybe change the whole course of this game.
Now sitting up defensively on top of his hill here. Oh, disruptors coming out. Okay.
More
so
Banes,
looking for some money hits. That is a lot of Ling Bane being made. All right, throws down the forest fields. They actually do pretty well. Oh my god, that's a lot of Banelings going into his third. Well, I'm getting a little bit nervous here for Trap Tasteless. That is a lot of Ro.20 up on his ramp. Just absolutely bombs out that overcharged battery. Here comes the first disruptor. He could get a very juicy hit. Wow!
Whoa, that's what you needed!
Yeah, that was a very important hit right there. And actually, I thought that Solar was splitting beautifully, and then Trap stayed the course, Tasteless. He did not overcorrect.
He did not waver.
He saw the iceberg and he steered into it.
I can't believe that. That was a great connect there. It looked like for a little bit Solar might just take the game, but he cracked the whip there with that disruptor, and the Zerg had to turn around. More Banes are going to finish up over here.
Yeah, now Solar, he's on 4 base, and he did some economic damage to Trap, but 58 probes is fine, honestly, right now. Some Colossi being added in. Goops a Robo to slow down another disruptor.
The Zerg's still going to be on the offense, at least it looks like that. Protoss sits on 3 bases.
Oh man.
My god.
Dude, those disruptor hits.
And he gets him out, no problemo.
Those were like super nasty disruptor hits. And look at this, he blocks the little Baneling counter. Some force fields going down. Beautiful play here from Trap.
Okay, good blinking away. Just baits him further and further here.
Another good hit. And it was good splitting there as well, but Trap he knows how to stay the course. Maybe he doesn't know that you can adjust disruptor balls. Maybe that's actually the trick, Tasteless. Nobody should ever be changing where they're going to.
You just commit.
Gotta believe in yourself.
Well, there's a real opportunity for Trap to swing this game now. You know, so many Banes were just either stopped before they could detonate or were killed before they could finish and hatch. So he backs up. He comes in and says, I don't feel safe about this. Let's regroup.
And Solar just keeps making more and more of the same army. Templar Archives coming up, that's going to be absolutely huge. Archons added into this, that's like the final piece of this puzzle against Solar's army.
Yeah.
You just get a little bit more tankiness against the Ling Bane, and things are not going to end well for our Zerg player.
Big connects there on those drones.
Hive finally coming up. I think that's really, really important. He definitely needs Vipers.
Yeah, Trap's
Vipers could help
shape,
him swing this back, but you gotta stay alive till then.
Oh man, the angles he's got these disruptors though.
Yeah.
Okay, forces a cancel, but when they come up, I mean, he might not even have his screen ready to see these shots coming in.
Yeah, it's a funny angle.
Yeah, you might be like focused over the bottom.
Oh, well, look at this, look at this.
Oh, well, Trap's also not the one that's watching here. That was...
Oh, that's too bad.
that was rough.
That could have been a game-ruining
I was going to say, he
disruptor
could have
hits.
probably gotten 2 big money hits.
Well, I don't know what that was all about.
He's like, I didn't see you, now you won't see me!
He's trying to figure out if it's cloaked. So I don't think these are cloaked, but is this cloaked?
Mineral field depleted.
All right, another fight. Ooh,
Yeah.
eats some of those vials there. We have never-ending attempts for Lynx and Banelings to come in and do damage over here on this third. By the way, 4th in the mail here for Trap. Solar maxing out with Trap only at 160 here. Makes me a little bit uneasy for Trap trying to commit on any fight. I mean, you get a good 1 or 2 disruptor shots and maybe everything changes, but for now, I'm not so sure.
Well, Trap's army is pretty darn scary. Honestly, I think he can take it with good micro. Let's see now. That disruptor hit, not quite as good. The top part of the army starts to get damaged, but does push back the Ro.20. Continuing to push forward here. Some of his Archons getting low on shields. Trap, though, look at this. Brings up this disruptor. We're going to see those launches once again. Looks like he's really starting to break through here, Tasteless.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the Army get whittled down. That's it, Trap. I think showing a lot of patience, a little bit of wonkiness, a little bit of wobbliness there, but he did end up winning that game. You know, Solar, there's something about Solar today. It's like he's a ram trying to buck down the doors of the defense of the other side. And it's like, that can be scary, man, because sometimes they'll just overcome you. But, like, some of these players today, Creator, one of them, are kind of just defending, and then you go back and look at what Solar has, and he hasn't outgrown them like he should have. And he actually threw away a lot of units.
He's
a brawler, man.
I think, he is a brawler, that's for sure. I think he had some good engagements in there, but it's tough to play against Trap doing that style because I think he does it different from everyone else. Like, he pulled back nicely, he blocked the Baneling counters for the most part very well.
Yeah.
And he transitioned pretty seamlessly into those disruptors, which saved him. If he is any slower with those, I think Solar wins.
I think you're probably right. Blackburn for map 2. This is the losers match, everybody. One of these two players is about to be eliminated. Right now, Trap with that 1-0 lead versus Solar.
2022 GSL Season 1. Guangdong Freaks, Trap. Kaiji Gaming, Solar.
Hatch block. Just going to go out and make it at that third base location.
Yeah, so, you know, Trap did have a build that wasn't as common for us to see in that last game. Not that it's bad or anything, but it was interesting to see his approach to Solar. When you get two players this good, especially this early on in a tournament, in this phase where one's about to be eliminated, it's really interesting to see how they play. They'll really pull out everything. Like, even though I think Solar, a lot of people, including Solar, thought that he should beat Creator in that game, I think part of the builds that Solar went for, a little bit of disrespect shown. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, well, this guy goes on tilt. I'm going to do that lingering. And it worked, but, you know, then when we got into normal games, it turns out Creator is extremely prepared for anybody he's fighting against.
Yeah, and, well, his plan there, you know, for the third game was pretty awesome, the double proxy gate. Really worked out for him in Cannon Rush. Definitely was not something expected. Hard to be ready for that.
Right. It's kind of funny Creator got out first, man. Not very often he gets to leave the studio this early, man. You know?
Yeah, normally he'd be leaving after this match.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe the future, we don't know what it's going to look like. Right?
That was deep, dude.
Dude,
damn, man.
It's like you can't tell what's going to happen with people. They're in control of their own destiny, Tasteless. It's not you and I, even though it feels like it is sometimes.
Yeah. Now, it's going to be a Robo again. Some Stalkers coming up here. Shouldn't be that much of an interesting early game, to be totally frank.
Well, when you open Robo, normally you're going super aggro, right? So, like, is this an Immortal push? Do you think?
We're gonna see when the first couple Robo pushes come up. I mean, we don't have a lot of gates, and we don't have a Twilight, right? But didn't he do something similar to this in the last game? Am I making this up? I mean, you know, he had.
Well, he went for Blink first, right, into the Robo.
I guess you're right.
Here,
I guess I'm deciding it's similar to the last game, and it's not at all. So this will be.
This might be Speed Disruptor draw.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Into the Colossus push.
It's almost like it's a. It's like he's going for a Brood War, like quick Reaver drop.
Something like that, yeah. And following that up with the Colossus push, it's like a very strong strat.
It's not one we get to cast very often here in GSL.
No, not too much. I don't mind it, though. Solar is like a Ravager guy, a Roach Ravager guy.
Yeah.
So disruptors in general are just good against him.
So, you know, we got to see how ready he is. There's the Warp Prism speed, by the way. Another Overlord headed towards the main. And right now it's Roach War and 10 Lings. Let's see if he makes any more after this. You know, there's a certain amount of Lings you just want to have in case, you know, something comes for you. Now, the Overlord may see the Robo, but not the Disruptor. Hold on, hold on.
I think, yeah, he definitely didn't see it. He could have seen like a loading animation, it looks like.
Yeah.
But honestly, when you see that, there's only like 2 things that or a very small amount of things it can actually be. So he'll figure it out pretty quickly. Prism coming this quick, you're pretty sure you know what's going on.
Right. So he's going to come in now. And we actually have Roaches and Lings coming across the map to try to hit the entrance where the drop's going to come in right here, right now. And it's a big hit onto those drones. But the Warp Prism's already kind of low on HP.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not doing that much.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage on the Prism already, unfortunately, here for Trap. A couple of depths do get picked off. Looks like he is going to go for a 3rd. Well, that's kind of interesting, too. Because, like, I think most of the time when I see these Disruptor drops, it's followed up with a very strong Colossus attack.
Oh, my God.
Not bad.
That's another big one. The question is, of course, behind this, is that follow-up push going to have that kind of oomph to it?
Well, I feel like you should be going Spire here.
I think you're totally right about that. I think getting a lot of mutas out here.
Yeah, if he goes Ling Roach for a little bit, like not overly heavy on the Roaches, and kind of does this, right? He's like, look, the Roaches come down, they force back the Colossus, the Lings can kind of do some damage and make him a little bit more defensive. He's not spending that much on this. And then he can maybe get into Muta, and then it can turn into like a very kind of intense base tradey type of scenario, I think.
Looks like Trap kind of messed up over at his natural there, or his 3rd base, I should say. Like, didn't quite control the sentries very well. Keep in mind when you're doing these harass builds, it's important that you have nothing missing a beat back at home.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to leverage the damage you're doing. You know, it's like a 1-2 punch, right? You have the Disruptors doing the hits, and then you want to come out here with an attack. And again, another big connect. Looks like it only gets 2. I thought it was going to get 3, but not bad.
Here comes the Spire now.
Is there a chance Protoss can push before this?
Yeah, the Spire was a little bit late. Like, look at Roach Speed. Roach Speed started well ahead of the Spire. And obviously both need layer, so it was not the quickest Spire here. So I think there is a slight possibility he can actually hit before mutas become an issue. In fact, I mean, he's already pushing out, and I think I saw him throwing down a pylon, so there you go. Gotta be careful. He's diving pretty deep on creep there.
So he's just now set up a position here towards the natural. Pushing into the natural, by the way, perfectly acceptable spot to attack into. He's got the Warp Prism here, so he basically wants to try to combo all of this possible damage together and try to snowball a fight. Wow. Okay, hits that Queen, not bad.
Yeah, yeah. Any damage you can get right now, definitely very worthwhile.
Funny to see the third
can't do anything.
Third Colossus trying to just fend off those Lings. They do with ease. And now the batteries are going to be here. It's going to be a slow push up here.
Yeah, don't forget, though, those batteries are going to start at, like, half energy because of the new patch. So,
good point.
Something that helps. First mutas are being made. He did spend a decent amount of gas on Ravagers, so it's not going to be as many Mutalisks. Obviously, with shield batteries and Stalkers, like, you need a lot of mutas to really make a difference.
Oh, that was weird. He actually beat the shots there on that.
Yeah.
Batteries are up.
Solar needs to buy more time, man.
Easy dodge there for Trap. You can see right now, it's the Protoss leaning into the push. Zerg's going to do a small counterattack. I'm not clear on what's at the natural, but he's one of those door Protosses.
Oh, gosh. You mean he made his own door? That's
Did he have a disruptor behind the Zealots too? Or it's like there's literally no way you're going to get in?
Ooh, big disruption ball right there. It looks like Trap is starting to push in for the kill.
Yeah, this is too much. There's nothing that Solar can do.
But Solar right now is killing all the probes in his main and his third base.
Okay. Oh, no. Yeah, there's mutas in the main. You're right. Hold on a second here. I think there's enough stalkers that... Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
GG.
okay.
GG.
Wow. So Solar bombs out in last place, unfortunately. Not having the best run this season. I mean, I'm 100% certain we'll see him again next. I mean, he'll always qualify for Code S. But, I mean, he's got to be a bit disappointed here. I bet you he came into tonight thinking he was going to make it out of the group pretty easy.
And, you know, this
honestly,
means,
I came in thinking he might get first place tonight.
I think it's a completely fair assumption. This means that Trap will get his rematch here against GuMiho. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, I think he'll be a bit more ready for him.
Yeah.
Should be a hard-fought series.
It seems like GuMiho's strats are more... well, I'll get to that after this break, guys. Sit tight. We'll be right back.